Ladies and gentlemen, hello, Sharif here. Welcome to the channel that tells you others don't. What do I have today? I got Innokin Glim, just a tiny little piece. There you can see it's very discreet, very small, very tiny. It's an auto draw only. It's really good for on the go if you're going outside, that type of thing. It's a 500 mAh worth of a battery. It's quite respectable really for the size of it. It's very light, 28 grams only, light, and the thickness of it, that part is 1 centimeter. It's simplicity in itself, there are some other ones, but this is a very, very simple one. It draws very well, as you've seen, the amount of vapor. There's a key to it though with those small devices. You need to take a longer and slower drag to get the maximum effect out of it, like this. Very good throat heat. Flavor is really, really good. The battery, as I said, 500 mAh worth of a battery. The pod is 1.2 ohm and it fires at 9 watts. So this combination makes the battery last longer, as opposed to if you have a 500 mAh worth of a battery or even a 600 mAh, and then you get a coil or a pod that will fire at 0.8, that will eat up the battery fairly quickly. So there's a bit of difference, plus how many watts it fires at. So this combination, 9 watts, 500 mAh worth of a battery and a 1.2 ohm coil, that makes the battery last, quite a bit longer. I've done a bit of a close-up, show you the pod and what's it like, and let's go and have a look at it and come back and vape on it. The Innokin Glim, that's the one. It's such a small device, it's very, very slim. No buttons in there. Is an auto draw. You've got a bit of an LED there, which when you take the pod and you put it back in, and also when you take a puff, that lights up. So we'll just show you the color of it, because otherwise you're not going to see it. There it is, and it lights up. So that will remain green, as you're using it, and it goes down. The usual 60 down to 60, and then the last 30% will turn into red, and while you're charging, it does the stays on red until 90% charge, and then the light will go off altogether once it's 100%. Let's compare it to the closest one I could find. For that one was the Vaperesso O-Small. There is a difference between the battery size. I mean, the size-wise, they're very much the same, even though the Innokin, I would say, is a bit slimmer. Just tiny bit slimmer. You can see there. Lengthwise, it is as well. Okay, the battery on the Glim is a 500 mAh worth of a battery. This is only 350. Pod capacity is very much the same, 1.8 or thereabouts. So there isn't much difference between the two. They're both micro USB, and that's your micro USB there. It's very discreet, nothing in your face really. I mean, you will have a hard job, looking at the logo there, the Innokin, and then also very, very faint, the Glim there. So it's quite a discreet one. Lovely rounded, no sharp corners in there at all. And the pod. That's your contacts there, for that, and I'll show you the sensor as well. That's your sensor there. That's the one that is, right, on the side there, and so far it hasn't failed me at all. The pod, it's a press to fill one, which I'm not really very keen on press to fills. I've had a few. Vaperesso had them as well. So when you try and fill. Sometimes if you lift your hand, a bit quickly, you will have a bit of residue, in there. So always a good tissue, the good old tissue. But let's try and see. The spring is very well. I mean, you can see there. It's not a very hard one to press. But if you try and fill, let's see, and the liquid goes in there, and so there you go. When you lift up, you will see, there is a bit of residue in there. So I mean, just the usual tissue, really. That will do it for for that one. But there you are. That's it is what it is, as they say. And the pod only goes one way. There it is. I'll show you the box and what it comes with. I mean, that's the box, very simplistic, box. You got the, the color that you will get. It comes in different colors as you've seen in the pictures in the beginning. And that's the contents of it. Well, you got Glim there, on the side as well. You get a spare pod with it as well. The manual, which is quite, quite concise really. It's only, it's all that stuff there, but there's different languages. But that's, it tells what. The functions of the Glim, really. There isn't much to it. You get the usual from Innokin, which is a very good one, the warning and safety booklet, and your micro USB. Let's go on Vape and tell you more about it. As you've seen, I've taken a longer and slower track, and that's the key to it. It used to be the key, to all, everything vaping, really, a good few years ago. That is the key to using that one, because if you do, just like the old cigarettes, say. The vapor, okay, you get obviously a lot less vapor if you do a quick one, but you won't get any throat heat. So you need to take a longer track, to make it worthwhile and get that real throat heat. Basically, it's a lovely thing. You put it in your pocket, you won't even feel it. Put it in a shirt pocket, or be careful if you put it in a handbag or something like that. You might lose it in there because it's such a tiny thing, and it feels nice in the hand as well. It's like a sort of a pebble thing, and it's all round. There's no sharp corners in there at all. The pod works well. The sensor works well. I haven't come across, you get sometimes, those ones that the sensor cuts off a bit earlier, fractions earlier, and that can be a bit annoying. I haven't come across that one. The only thing I got against it really is this press to fill. I'm not very keen on the press to fill, as I said in the close-up. You always get a bit of residue in there, but we are vapers. And if you are vaping, you have to have a piece of tissue or a microfiber cloth or something. This is part of vaping. Always wipe. There's no leaking, and I haven't experienced any of that. Pod longevity, a lot of people ask that. It's the usual stuff, really. I would say usually a week, 10 days. You can push it to 2 weeks. It depends how often it is being used. Another thing that I didn't come across, which annoys me, quite a bit, which I'm glad this one doesn't do, is the gurgling. There's no gurgling with that one. It's just right. In all, it's a very capable device. It's not an all-day vape because it's 500 mAh worth of a battery. So I'd be a bit paranoid if I take it out and it's not fully charged. But there we are. Price-wise, it's a very decent price. They hover around in the UK about £15, and you get the pod. It's about £2.50. So, it's not that, it's one pod actually. I don't know, they sell them in ones, they come in the box, you get one pod only. So, it is, in my opinion, it's a lovely piece of mod. It's small, rounded corners. I love it. Flavor is very good as well. And you can also use it as a pass-through. You can use it while it is charging, so it is a pass-through, kit. Flavor is always very good, especially of late, with Innokin pods or coils. Their pods are really, they've done a very good job out of them. The industry is evolving, all the time, and people, companies are improving, all the time. So I would give it a score of, I would say about 9 out of 10, 8.5, 9 out of 10. It's, the downside for me is that press to fill, but it is what it is. You can get on with it. If you have any questions, please fire away in the comments, and I'll answer them as soon as I can. And thank you very much for your subscriptions. It's growing slowly but surely. I'll see you again in another video. Thank you. Bye-bye.